Vibo Valentia, a medieval city, historical, cultural, tourist walk. Departure Piazza Garibaldi. From this very beautiful square you take Francesco Fiorentino Street, named after a famous Calabrian scholar and local philosopher. After a few steps on the left you will see the Scalinata dei Cappuccini, a staircase leading to the Church of St. Anthony, formerly a Capuchin monastery dating back to the 1642, built at the behest of Girolama Colonna, wife of Camillo Pignatelli. Palace Cordopatri, dating back to the 18th century in neoclassical style, and Palace Romei. The staircase is bordered on the left by the facade and side entrance of Palace Gagliardi, and further on by the boundary walls of the beautiful Villa Gagliardi, built between the end of the 18th century and the beginning of the 19th century by the Gagliardi family. On the right stands the old Church of the Holy Spirit, now the auditorium of Torrefranca Conservatory. From Francesco Fiorentino Street you reach Chiesa Spirito Santo, dating back to 1521, when the monastic complex of Santa Maria del Gesù was founded and given to the friars minor observant. On the right side of Fiorentino Street there are very impressive portals belonging to noble buildings and the ancient Vico dei Mercanti. A few meters away you can admire the Scalinata della Cerasarella, whose name derives from the numerous cherry trees that once stood prominently in the gardens. Halfway up the staircase is the Church of Santa Maria della Consolazione and Santo Mobono, where the Orthodox rite takes place. On the main altar there is an 18th century wooden statue of the Madonna della Consolazione and a painting by Paparo depicting the delivery of the belt. In the basement of the church, visible through a glass floor, there is a crypt discovered in 2007 during the restoration of the church. From the top of the hill, the city is dominated by the Norman-Swabian Castle, that is now the home of the Vito Capialbi National Archaeological Museum. In the neighbors you can find Palace Capialbi and Palace Santa Chiara. Returning to Francesco Fiorentino Street and continuing along Galuppi Street, you will see the Church of San Michele, one of the jewels of the Calabrian Renaissance, dating back to the 15th century but rebuilt in the 16th century. From San Michele Square, after climbing a few steps, you arrive at Carmine Street, which cuts the Borgo in two and leads to Carmine Square, overlooked by the Church of Madonna del Carmine and the entrance of the old hospital. The Church of the Madonna del Carmine stands on the site of a previous church dedicated to Saint Sebastian. In the 18th century, the Bishop of Mileto, Marcantonio Lotufo, donated it to the Carmelite Fathers. Among the houses of the Carmine district, you can stop at an open-air museum that collects tools and objects used in peasant life. Part of the neighborhood was used as a ghetto during the Second World War. From Carmine Square, proceeding on the left, you enter the heart of the small district through a door called Porta Conte D'Apice, one of the two gates of the medieval city walls, named after Ermingano of Sabrano, Count of Apice, governor and castellan of Monteleone in 32. There you find a small church called Chiesetta dei Poveri, still preserved today by the local residents and the bill shed by their works. As you enter, you arrive at Terranova Square, an ancient meeting place and marketplace bordered by prestigious noble palaces and ancient shops that overlook the street level of buildings inhabited on the upper floors. This is where the ancient city market was held. From Terranova Square, climbing one of the staircases, you reach Palazzo Marzano, dating back to the 18th century and built near the gate of St. Anthony. A reused ancient epigraph contains the warning inscription in Latin and Greek, referring to a tragic legend, Cave a lacrimis crocodili, that means beware of crocodile tears. Nearby is the door arch of the medieval city walls called Porta Marzano, with marble inscriptions and archaeological findings dating back to the imperial age, walled into the introduce of the pointed arch that leads to the square. Continuing on, you will find Palace Laredo and the Church of San Giuseppe, dating back to the early 18th century, that preserves a painting of the Holy Family attributed to Tommaso di Florio. Next to it there is the old Jesuit Convent, now home to the Torrefranca Music Conservatory.